Howdy, partner.
Well, howdy, ma'am. Or I should have said you all.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Well, we're in the Ag Center. Where were we supposed to be?
We were supposed to be at the farmer's market, but it is a typical spring day in Smith County, folks. So what is happening?
And my hair went wild.
Yeah, the wind is blowing, and it's really light sometimes, and then the clouds are in. And so, boy, this is a typical spring day. So we're here at the Ag Center, and we're going to bring some stuff to you, and we hope that you enjoy it. What we're going to talk about is some of the stuff going on in Smith County that's going to be happening from now on into the next month.
Yeah, we've got several guests with us today. But first, since we're in the Ag Center, I hear that we've got a new hotline.
That's right, we sure do. The Smith County Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association, in conjunction with the Smith County Chamber of Commerce and the Smith County government, boy, that sounds like a group, doesn't it?
It does.
They went together and they put a hotline in, and it is 588-1598. And what you do is you call that up, and it's the information, it's called actually the Smith County Ag Center Information Hotline. And if you take option number 1, that gives you information on the farmer's market and whatever activity that is going on there. Like, for instance, if they're selling tomatoes or apples or, you know, whatever it happens to be in at the time.
Good idea.
And that'll be all through the growing season. If you pick option number 2, it gives you the information of what's happening here in this building or on these grounds. Like, for instance, I think it's July the 28th through August the 4th, I believe, is the fair.
Oh, yes.
And so you'd be able to call the Ag Center.
August 2nd.
August 2nd, okay. And you'd be able to call the information hotline and find out, hopefully, what's happening that particular day. Like if there was a pageant that you wanted to be at.
Wonderful.
And then
That's
the
great.
third option is local Smith County events. Like, for instance, if you call there now, you'll be given information on the Cordell Hull Big Bass Crappie Classic.
Okay.
Which is a fishing tournament that's going to take place. It is
Back here, behind us?
No,
No?
actually, what is happening is Jackson County Chamber of Commerce, the Smith County Chamber of Commerce, and the Granville Museum all went together, and we're going to put this on. We're expecting a big crowd there. There's going to be like $2,000 prize for big fish.
I'm going to learn to fish. When is this?
It's May 17th.
I need to learn to fish.
And yes, you do. And then there's like $600 an hour in prizes.
Oh, my.
So if you don't win the big fish, you could win one of the categories each hour.
So all of that they can learn like about these events by just pressing 3 after they call the hotline?
That's right. They just press 3 and it has the information on there, and then it'll also give you a number to call if you need further information on each one of those.
Or if I wanted fresh squash, I would just call the hotline to see if it's offered right down here?
Right, and if it doesn't have any information on that, there's a number there to the extension service.
And then we can tell you who to call.
That's right,
Okay.
because this is a group effort, a team effort here in Smith County, and we're all trying to work together. So that's one thing that we're really excited about. Today we're going to talk about some of the 4-H camps that are coming up.
We've got a bunch of those.
I think you had dug up some farmer market statistics.
Sure, yeah.
And so we're going to present those. Then Mr. Ronnie Purcell and some of his friends, I think, are going to be here. Mr. Dillahay, and I'm not sure who else was coming.
I'm not sure, but they're going to talk about the farmer's market because, you know, it's about to open up pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. Well, in fact, you'll see some footage here where we went to some of the greenhouses here in Smith County and show you some of the early stuff that they've got going, and the ferns. You can buy ferns right now. And so there's a lot of things happening in Smith County where you can pick this stuff up. And it's a whole lot better to buy it here where you don't have to drive miles and miles to get something.
Exactly.
When you can get it right here in your hometown.
Because then you would have to figure in the cost of gas and transportation, and so yeah, a lot better to buy it locally.
Oh yeah, and you're supporting your neighbors.
Sure.
That's a good thing. And then after that, we're going to talk about the Beautification Awards, which you will give us. But our first guest, I think, is Mr. Trent Jones. Is that right?
Yes, Trent is our 4-H agent here in Smith County, and he's going to talk to us about 2 things. The first thing he wants to talk about is something coming up very soon called the Cattlemen's Open Beef and Trade Show.
Hey, Mr. Trent, it is good to see you. Glad you could come up here and be with us.
Good to see you. you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now, Trent, I guess you're going to tell us about the Cattleman's Beef Show and everything. And if you want to, just take off, and then I'll ask you a question if
All right.
something comes in between.
You can catch anything I may not answer here. Yeah, first today I want to tell you a little bit about the Smith County Cattlemen's Association Open Beef and Trade Show that will take place here at the Smith County Ag Center Saturday, May the 3rd. The trade show will actually start at 10 a.m. And registration and check-in for the Open Beef Show will start at 9 to 11, with the show actually starting at 12 o'clock with showmanship. The trade show was basically open to anybody that wants to come out. Have lots of cattle-related activities here. We'll have vendors from different companies, feed companies, livestock products such as feed tubs and things you may need for your cattle, and different things like that. An opportunity for you to see all the things that you may need with your cattle. Also, we'll have the Open Beef Show, so you can come out and watch that if you don't have cattle. They'll have concession stands open. They'll also have a full show with heifer and bull classes and showmanship for our youth showmen and things like that. There's some good money prizes for first, second, and third places. They're going to do grand and reserve champion prizes, and they're going to have a supreme heifer show as well. So they'll also have for registered heifers, registered bulls, and commercial heifers for that. If you're interested and need some more information, you can contact Danny Baker or Bob Dillard at 683-7212 or 804-8567.
Okay. Now, if they wanted some more information and they didn't remember those numbers or wasn't fast enough on it, do you have information at the Extension Service too?
And that's correct. You can call our office at 735-2900.
And if you forget that number, you can go to the Ag Center information line and press 2, and that number will come up. So that's good. I do have some questions now. Will part of this be going on here in this side of the facility here?
That's correct. All inside the facility here in the air conditioning. If it's warm that day, will be the trade show, and we'll have the concession stands open then. We'll have all kinds of different vendors, usually around 20 to 25 vendors.
So if you're in the farming business or you're thinking about getting into the farming business, this would be a good show for you to come to because these are all local resources, correct?
That's correct. That would be very good if you're interested in that. These are lots of local resources and feed companies that are supply to the area here in Smith County. So.
Okay. Well, now, is there anything going to be going on out in the arena area
And
or in the?
Out in the right outside here in the arena will be the Open Beef Show that day, and that'll run, like I said, starting at 9 to 11 with check-in. Start with 12 o'clock for the show, and it'll run till the end of the show.
Okay. And if I understand correctly, they'll set up a judging area, and they'll basically bring the beef through.
That's correct.
And judges judge that, and then each category they'll pick a winner.
That's correct.
And bring them out. Now, are there age categories?
Yes, what we do with that is they show by breed, so by registered breed, such as Angus or Charolais or Hereford, and they also have different age classes, like senior heifer calves up to aged heifers.
Okay.
So they have 8 to 10 different age classes there, too.
And if I remember, 4-H is involved in this.
That's correct.
Do the schools have involvement? I guess through the 4-H they do.
They do. Mainly this show is just for the Smith County Cattlemen's Association, so it's open to youth and any beef producers from around the state.
Okay, well, if they want information on the Cattlemen's Association itself, now where would they call for that?
Best would be just to give us a call there at our office at 735-2900, and
Okay.
I can direct them to the Cattlemen's Association.
All right. Well, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I know if you don't know about cattle and things of that nature, things like this, events like this are really good to come to. Now, say for instance you're into raising goats or you're into some other aspect of farming, it'd still be a good thing for you to come to because these vendors handle not only beef support products, but they handle the whole gamut of farming. Is that correct?
That's correct. We'll have different ones like Performance Feed Company and Smith County Farmers Co-op and different companies like that have products for goats or horses or chickens to beef as well. So that would be good for you. That's correct for any ag producer to come and be able to get some information on that.
Yeah, and every once in a while they've been known to give away a free hat or something
And
like that.
that's correct. Usually they do have some door prizes and some giveaways and things like that.
Yeah,
So.
so that'd be a good thing to come. Well, now, if you want to learn about beef cattle, Mr. Trent here can tell you, if you call him down at the extension office, and I know we're wearing it out, but give him that number one more time.
It's 735-2900.
2900, and that's easy to remember. And Trent or Janie or Barbara, or they got a whole slew of people down there, and they just itching to help you out with your farming and anything that deals with the extension.
And that's what we're here for, anything that helps the community. So any questions you may have, give us a call, especially this time of year with gardening and trees blooming and fruit trees and things. We're getting all kinds of questions coming in. So.
That's true. In fact, I off camera, I need to find out whether a raised bed is the best way to go, or if I just need to break ground, or if I've waited too late. So we'll talk about that. But this gardening stuff, it's getting ready. It's time.
I have with me today, now you all just heard from Trent Jones, our 4-H agent here in the county, about a little bit about the Cattlemen's Open Beef Show and Trade Show. But he also has some great news for those of you who are parents, and if there's any children listening, they might want to know about some of the 4-H camps that we have to offer. Now, Trent, when I was growing up, a long time ago, the only thing really that we had was your basic 4-H camp in Crossville. But we've got a lot more to offer kids now, don't we?
We do. We have several different specialty camps along with junior 4-H camp as well.
Right now, though, we're really focusing more on junior camp. So why don't you tell them a little bit about the cost, where they go, how long they stay, that kind of thing.
Okay. Of course, like I said, our first camp is junior 4-H camp. That's open to any Smith County 4-Hers between the grades of 4th through 6th grade. We actually camp with several different other counties. This year we camp with Cannon, Fentress, Overland, Rutherford, and Wilson counties. We'll have a total of about 500 people there that week. Sounds like a lot, but the camping center there at Clyde York 4-H Center in Crossville is 194 acres. There's lots of space there and lots of things to do. Junior camp week consists of lots of different hands-on activities, also some educational activities. But of course, the big things the kids enjoy is we have an Olympic-sized swimming pool with a 125-foot water slide.
Yeah, and it's enclosed, right?
No, it's outdoors.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know. I mean, the slide. Don't they go through a tunnel or something?
Yeah, they do have a little bit of a tunnel there.
It is really a neat slide. I have been on it. It's just been a while, but it's a beautiful swimming pool. It's a beautiful camp.
Very, very beautiful. And they just refinished and redid the swimming pool this year.
When is camp going to be?
Camp this year is 1 week long, June the 23rd through June the 27th. We'll actually pick up the kids here at the Smith County Ag Center and drop them off at the Ag Center on Friday. Things at camp, like I said, the swimming pool. We have canoeing on 2 lakes with fishing as well. Riflery, archery, lots of crafts with tie-dye T-shirts and airbrush T-shirts. They can do leather tooling, wood crafts, and lots of those activities. We also have a wildlife center with lots of live animals and snakes and things. So. So it's a lot of fun. Sign-ups are now open for our junior camp at the Extension office, 125 Gordonsville Highway, just right up the road here from the Ag Center. You can come in there and see Miss Barbara, our secretary, or myself, or Miss Janie if we're not there. Sign-ups are open until June the 6th, anytime between 8 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And you can come in and make a payment of $125 and pay the balance later. But again, that camp cost is $260.
$260, so you will need to make at least a deposit, correct?
That's correct.
$125, and as long as it's paid by
June the 6th.
June the 6th, then they can go. This is a great opportunity. If your child has never been away from home without you, this is a great opportunity to send your children to get some experiences they wouldn't maybe otherwise get unless they went to church camp or something. Now, we also have a camp for the junior high kids, correct?
That's correct. Junior high camp is very similar to junior camp. However, it is for our 7th and 8th grade 4-H members here in the county. Cost for it's $270, so just $10 more.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to that, so transportation's is included for that one as well. And that's one I'm actually in charge of setting up here in the Central Region and putting together. That's called Junior High Adventure Camp this year. It's going to have an Adventure Quest theme. It's a wildlife-based camp, so we'll have TWRA. several other different people like the Army National Guard and Army Rangers coming in and doing survival skills with them.
Can I come?
Yes, you can. We need more agents to come and help out. And that is one thing with junior high camp and junior camp, we do look for volunteer leaders. So I'm glad you said that. For adult leaders, parents, you're able to apply for an opportunity to go to camp for free that week. So.
And you know, a lot of parents have actually taken their vacations to go to these camps.
That's correct.
Because they do enjoy them so much. And like we said, we have the pool, which parents can go to the pool, and we've got a lot of activities that parents can participate in with the kids or help with. And now this sounded interesting, and it's coming up really soon, isn't it?
It's coming up soon. It's just about a week or so after we get out of school, May the 26th, so Memorial Day through Friday, May the 30th. Sign-ups are now open for it, and you can sign up until May the 9th for that. With that one again, and we'll have an off-site adventure. We're going caving at Cumberland Caverns this year. Last year we went
wow.
canoeing on the Caney Fork. So we'll do lots of different things like that. We actually have a Wildlife Olympics during that week where you take some of the events that you learn that week and you have to practice that. And whichever team finishes first wins the Olympics. We still have all the zip lining, archery range, and pools open during that week as well. So
I tell you what, you couldn't, that really is a good price for all the adventure type activities. Camp has changed a lot. So if you're a parent and you're like me, middle-aged, and you think, well, I used to go to camp and, you know, listen, they got it made, y'all. It's great.
it's nice. The cabins are completely refurbished. They actually have air conditioning, which was a lot better than when I was there.
Yeah, me too.
Bunk
Fans,
beds.
we were like fanning ourselves,
And
you
the
know.
bathrooms have been completely redone. They're really nice and very good for the kids as well. And one thing with that one too, we do an outside movie under the stars every year as well. So
neat,
that's one that I
neat.
really enjoy too.
So this is something, if you think your kids might be interested. Now, let me ask you a quick question. You said it was our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, the junior camp.
That's correct.
Is that the grade they're in right now, correct?
Yeah, that's the
Before
grade that they
before
will
the school ends.
before school ends.
Okay,
Yes.
and same for 7th and 8th grade for junior high camp. So if you, and we've got several other camps as well. I know we've got a shooting sports camp, an academic conference, it's too late, but that was one. And what else? A line and design camp for anyone that might be interested in participating in that. That is a very popular camp. It's at Tennessee Tech
Yes.
in the summer. I think it's in July, or is it
It
June?
is July 8th through 10th this year at Tennessee Tech University.
So that is a great thing. Lots of folks do it. A lot of young ladies do it, but anybody can participate. And by the way, for those of you who are listening, and I don't know if you're watching this after April 15th, but we even have a women's camp. And I should say adult camp, which will be, it's called FCE Retreat, and it starts in May also. It's the same time as your camp is going on. And it's going to be at Tennessee Tech, and it's for adults, and it is $125 for 3 days. And so if you'd like to learn more about that, just give our office a call. We'll be glad to answer any questions that you might have about the camps and programs that we have to offer. The number there is 735-2900. Or we have updated our website.
That's correct.
And Trent, our website is what? http://smith.tennessee.edu. And so I encourage you to look at our new website. It's great. And you can find things. Go up on the top bar and click
Top
on.
bar and click on either 4-H, Family and Consumer Sciences, or Agriculture.
Yeah, and you can go on there. You can see some of our latest news articles. You can see all the forms we have to download, more information on the camps, and other activities that are going on.
And
So
there's actually a video of the camp there on our website.
there you
too,
go. And that way they could look and see kind of what the facilities are if they've
That's right.
never sent their child before. Well, Trent, thank you for being here today. I know we're really busy. We're short-staffed right now because we're going to be hiring an adult ag person very soon, possibly in June. So Trent's got double duty. He's being the adult ag agent and the 4-H agent. So we're very short-staffed, aren't we, Trent? Thank you for coming out today
ma'am.
and
Thank you.
for letting us interview you.
Well, we're still here at the Smith County Ag Center, and I tell you what, it's one of those beautiful spring days. I can look out through the arena here, and I can see the flag flying, and it's almost straight out. So
Yes,
that
it
means there's
is.
a lot of wind blowing. But,
Which is why we're inside
yeah,
today.
which is why we're inside. Janie, you had looked up a lot of statistics about farmers markets here in the United States, and especially, I guess, in Tennessee.
Right, here in Tennessee, actually. Thanks to, I was actually looking in my Farm Bureau Tennessee Home and Farm magazine, and I thought it would be a good time to bring up the fact that farmers markets have really come a long way, especially in your smaller towns, because many of your smaller towns don't have the larger shopping places like Kroger's and I can't even think
Well,
of the
there's
Publix, those
Publix
kind of
and-
places.
yeah.
So farmers markets are a valuable resource for us, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about.
Well, could I interrupt?
Sure.
One thing? Folks, if you don't realize it, I have heard a statistic that you may not have looked up.
What?
But fruits and vegetables and things of that nature
Uh-huh.
are going to be higher this year and maybe in ensuing years than they've ever been because of the cost of production. And so a lot of things are going to get higher, and that's why these statistics are going to be important.
Yes, you're right. And if we can buy locally, that takes out the shipping and that kind of thing. So
Sure
it
does.
may actually be a better deal for you. But let's just talk about it just for a minute, because many people think of farmers markets as places where they might be able to come and get, some squash or maybe some tomatoes, maybe some peaches in season. But really, farmers markets actually have a lot more. There could be anything from home canned goods, and by the way, if you buy canned goods at farmers markets, they actually have to go through a training session. They have to have certain type of kitchen, so they're very well controlled now. Also, they even may have artisan products. This could be like anything that they've made at home. It could be some type of artistic thing like baskets or something of this nature. They may have baked goods, and again, that goes along with the new ruling where they have to be certified of some type. And they also, in addition to fruits and vegetables, sell plants. So, there's a whole lot more to it. And I thought this was interesting. The USDA's National Farmers Market Directory listed 8,144 farmers markets in 2013. That was up 5,000 from just 5 years ago.
So a lot of people are getting into this.
Yes, they're gaining lots of popularity. And also, now Tennessee has about 120 farmers markets. And I think that number is growing from what I hear from other people in Extension Service. That number is growing across the state. And again, they're popping up in small towns and in rural communities, not in the bigger cities. And that's interesting, and for various reasons. But we're really fortunate that we do have a great farmers market right between the soccer field and the baseball fields.
Right.
So, and you can see it from Highway 53, right there near the baseball fields at Crump Paris Park and the soccer field. So it's not hard to get to, ample parking. We've got a paved area now. It's really great. And then one other thing I thought was interesting, there's National Farmers Market Week, and it's always celebrated each August. So maybe we'll have to go back out there in August. But we do have a lot that goes on to prepare for people to come out to the farmers markets. When you see people out there early in May, you may think, wait a minute, how did they grow all that stuff? They didn't grow it outside. It comes
Exactly.
from
Greenhouse.
greenhouses, exactly. And we're going to be talking to some folks about farmers markets, greenhouses, and so forth.
Yeah, we've actually got some footage so you can see. Now what I did, I went out and took the camera, and we went to some of the greenhouses here in Smith County and took some photographs and video footage of that in the position that they're in right now. And what they're doing is they're doing some of the planting. And I guess I need to not go into that because
Okay.
I think Mr. Ronnie Purcell is going to be here, and he's going to talk to us about the Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association and some of the things that they're doing and some of the greenhouses and people that are members. But if you're in Smith County and you want to get farmers market products, organic beef, anything like that, we've got a lot of folks that are producing that right here in the county. And what I think is you can get a high quality product that has a lot of good taste to it. You're not paying all that shipping and everything that goes in with, I'm sure I like strawberries from Puerto Rico because I probably ate them. over the years. But
they're
I would
so much better local.
I would rather buy them locally. If you ever went to a store, have you ever done this and you get a strawberry and it looks so good and you get it home and you cut it open and it's red on the outside and white on the inside?
Yes, because it's been gassed.
Well, you know why that
Sometimes.
is? Two things. No, because it's been gassed, number one, and the reason it was gassed is it was picked so that it could be shipped from the far reaches of Siberia all the way to here. Well,
I don't know about Siberia.
Well, I don't know about Siberia, but anyway.
But yeah, you're right.
When you
though.
buy something local and you cut it open and it's red through and through, that means it was vine ripened right here. And
Right
guess
here.
what? Another thing, and you all can take me to task for this if you want to, but I believe with all my heart that if you don't want to have allergies and you don't want to have a lot of things wrong with you, you'll eat the local produce.
Exactly.
Because I believe that helps you from a health standpoint.
We know that it does with local grown honey. And we've heard it, we're hearing more and more about organic and locally grown, so that because we are already used to the pollens and stuff that are
Exactly.
associated with those. So yes, you're exactly right.
So when you're eating a grape from Italy,
Timbuktu,
or
yeah.
Timbuktu, instead of a grape that's grown here in Tennessee, that's probably not as good a health thing for you as eating
Right.
something that's right here. So I think Janie is going to talk to Mr. Ronnie Purcell.
I
So
sure am.
we're going to cut away to that, and remember, buy locally.
I'm really excited to have my good friend Ronnie Basale here with me today. He is president of the
Smith County Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association.
And he is actually going to tell us a little bit about some greenhouses. You know, Ronnie, some people may think that how did people bring all this stuff so early to the farmers markets and everything? That doesn't just happen in a garden outside.
We're fortunate to have 3 growers right now presently in the county, members of the association that will have produce bedding plants at the farmers market, licensed, certified plant health papers on those plants, and then pass inspection and things. The Brown greenhouse, the Basale greenhouse, and the Scotty Dillahay greenhouse at Defeated, all members of the association and farmers market.
Okay, so let's talk about Mr. Brown's greenhouse. Tell us a little bit about where this is. Can you go there, or does he bring his produce over here to the farmers market?
Mr. Brown does both. He'll
Okay.
run a route, bring it to the farmers market, and you can buy local. He's located on Badger Lane. I forget the address right off the hand, but anyway, Badger's Lane in Smith County.
Okay.
He can, you can get a hold of him.
And his name is Carl Brown?
Carl Brown, the Basale greenhouse we have there, my son's operating it presently. He mainly specializes in flowers and things. Mr. Brown specializes in vegetable plants.
Okay, and then Scotty, I think, is going to talk to us in a few minutes about the other. But now, what did you say, Mr. Carl? What's in his greenhouse? Tell us a little bit about his greenhouse.
He mainly deals with the tomatoes and gardening produce lines and things like that, where my son does the bedding plants for flowers and things, and still has gardening vegetables also and things.
Tell us a little bit about the farmers market.
The farmers market building was constructed in 2006. The present location, we actually started a few years earlier, used a local tobacco warehouse. The thing was built under a federal grant with county assistance, and we got it started with help of the county mayor and things, and the county commission. We started it to be a participant in the farmers market. You're a member of the Smith County Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association, which is a $20 membership, and that gets you into the farmers market for the year.
Now, okay, we have a lot of people that call the extension office, and normally we say, okay, the person you need to call is Ronnie Basale.
That's right.
You're kind of the chairman of
I'm
the
the
farmers
president of the
market.
association, and the farmers market is what am I trying to say here? Our project.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. If someone in the community had grown their own flowers or had grown, can they just go over there and set up, or don't they have to come through you first?
They have to come through and be approved by the association into our bylaws and things. This farmers market is mainly for locally grown. You cannot retail at this farmers market. Retailing, wholesaling, and reselling is not permitted at this market.
So if you are interested in being in the farmer's market, if you have things that they want to bring over, Ronnie, they can call our office
They can
at
call the office.
735-2900, the UT Extension office, and we'll either get you in touch with Ronnie, or we've got the
The
forms.
forms are
that-
at the office.
and you can fill those out, and you can pay your fee at our office. If you have questions about it, you can call Ronnie Bassell, and also we have it online as well. We at the hotline that we talked about earlier, they can call there
Call
on the
there.
hotline that we talked about, and we're going to go over that number a little bit later with you. Or I think we have. At the Chamber of Commerce, I think it's on their website, and also on the UT Extension website. Anything else you want to tell everybody about the farmers market?
We'd like to have more membership. Seem like the more there, the more that sells.
How many have we got membership-wise?
I've seen it as high as 23, and last year's probably our lowest year, and it was 10, only 10 members. So we got plenty of room for more members.
If you're interested and you would like to be a part of this, give us a call. Do it right away. You want to get your application approved.
Application
and so, and it gives you credibility, doesn't it, Ronnie?
gives
It gives a grower
credibility,
credibility.
Growers credibility. A lot can be sold down there. It's amazing how much can be sold at this market. A lot of the members that have produced in the past didn't think the market was that large, didn't know they could sell that much, and they'd show up with too small a product to sell. When they learned how much they could sell, they were shocked, to be honest with you.
Ronnie, real quickly, before we finish, I wanted to ask you one more question. What are some typical products a person could find at the farmer's market?
The big sellers are tomatoes, corn, potatoes, then all sorted of peppers,
Squash.
fruits and vegetables, squash, the beans and things in season. This is a seasonal thing, so early,
Right.
the very first thing will probably be plants hit. Then there come strawberries, and then as things progress, things will come in as season progresses in the year.
Well, we're back here at the Ag Center, and we're here with Mr. Ronnie Bassell, and he's the president of the Smith County Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association. I always have a trouble with that. That's a long name.
You ever fill out the deposit slip for that? You
Oh,
just have
I
to
can
initial it.
imagine. That's got to be a lot of fun. Well, the reason we wanted you to come back is we wanted to reiterate or go over again a couple of things. We want to have folks that are growing vegetables and growing fruits and doing things here in Smith County to become members of the association, because the stronger you get, the better products you'll be able to provide and have more variety. Now, the one thing, fruit and vegetable, obviously people can grow those and sell them, but there are other people that can come too, right?
Oh, there's other people. The craft people can come, just as long as it's approval. There's the meat. We have meat can come. We need some meat people. They can come in there and sell for us. More variety seem like more people shows up to buy. You'll build a regular clientele, and they'll come back. The repeat customers are your base, and then whatever extra you can get is just gravy.
Well, and if you're a producer out there and you're driving all the way to Franklin to sell your stuff, you can sell it here in Smith County as well.
As long as it's local grown, you can sell right here. We frown upon, we'll get you probably removed from the association as a buying and reselling.
Okay, that's not allowed. You
That's
need to
not-
produce it
It
yourself.
says farmer's market across the top of the building, and that's what we mean. So far, we've had good results. Very little has ever happened to us and things like that. It's
Well,
always been produced and sold locally.
That's exactly what we want. We want something that's produced here in Smith County and sold in our farmers market. So a lot of folks, I know there are several people that sell in Nashville and go to other venues and sell. So when they come here, you're getting a good high quality product. And
That's
I know
right.
I've bought some stuff over there. I know he laughs every time I talk about it, but Ronnie here has some of the finest honey, I believe,
That's-
that ever was, and I was thrilled. I was at a dinner here not long ago, and they had door prizes, and I won a jar of honey, and I was just about out. So, boy, that was really good.
Yes.
And sometimes that's hard to come by too, because the production is up and down on each year. Isn't it?
Production is up and down on honey each year. Apparently, there's no limit to how much honey can be sold. Bees just produce what they produce, and people ask me in the middle of January, got any more honey? Don't have any right now, but I'll tell them you're wanting some.
Yeah, and what I love about it is if year to year the color changes too, and that depends on the flowers that they're going to.
The flowers depend on the color of the honey.
Yeah, and I know the first jar that I got from you, it was just golden and it was beautiful. Folks, I tell you what, if you want to eat something good, get some of this local produce and stuff. Mr. Ronnie, I appreciate you being here with us.
Glad to be here.
And we're going to get Janie back in here, I think, and we're going to talk some more about some other stuff. But thank you for being
Alrighty.
with us.
Take care, sir.
Well, we're sitting here at the Ag Center, and I've got Mr. Scotty Delahaye with us. He's from up at Pleasant.
No, the Feedy Creek, let's don't go too far.
Oh,
over
my
here.
goodness. I was trying to.
This side of the hill.
You're not in difficult either. You're on this
Yeah,
side.
I'm
of the
somewhere
hill.
in between.
Somewhere in between,
Yes,
okay. He has got a greenhouse up there, and the public's welcome to come visit
Yes, sir.
you.
More than glad.
Yeah, we went up there the other day, and Scotty, I was really impressed with what you got going there. I was just going to kind of take a little trip around your greenhouse. When I pulled up there, we walked inside the greenhouse, and I remember seeing the ferns, and then you had several plants that you
Yeah, the bedding plants were down on the tables at the ground.
All right. Well, now
ground
what did you have in the bedding plants there?
level. You have to ask Miss Deborah about all that. I'm not a flower person. I
Oh,
just
that's
do it.
right. I'm supposed to tell you. He's the brawn. Miss Deborah is the brains in this
Yeah,
outfit.
they're I think it's about 15, 16 different varieties.
Varieties, okay. Is this
They're
flowers or
bedding plants.
vegetables or-
They're bedding plants and annuals and perennials.
Okay.
Then she's got hanging baskets full of different types of flowers, and she's got things that she's potted for wash tubs, babies' bathtubs, and little things that she's custom potted. And I laughed at her. I said, "You'll never sell them." That's the first thing went.
Boy, that's amazing how you can be taught things like that. When I first walked in, I noticed that you had several little displays, and actually there was one that had her name Deb on it
Yeah.
that we shown there in the video. That was very pretty. Now we went down the line of the greenhouse there, and you had a lot of ferns. Now those are for sale now, is
Yes,
that
sir.
right?
They're for sale right now.
Yeah, these ferns were beautiful.
Boston ferns.
Boston fern. Now, there's one that they call, what is the one that stands the sunlight?
It's spike ferns.
Okay, so you've got those as well.
Yes, sir. I've got those as well.
All right. Now, we were in the greenhouse, and we went outside, and we went over there to, I guess you call it your orchard. And I noticed that we took pictures of the trees, and you'll be seeing those. Now, they haven't budded out now, but you're already spraying.
Yeah, I sprayed again today.
Okay, so you got to do that to be able to keep the
To keep
trees
the
in,
bugs and the
keep them
disease
healthy.
and to keep them healthy, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And there's still no guarantee.
Yeah.
In the state of Tennessee, on fruits, you might get 1 out of 5 crops because the frost. You know, and then now I've got some trees that they claim are frost free. They are contenders. And Dr. Locke came down there and laid all this out for me from the University of Tennessee. I said, I've got some contenders. They said they're frost free. He said, there's no such thing as frost free.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, says right here frost free. He said, it's been bred to bloom later to get past the frost. He
Get
said that's
past
how
it.
they can claim it. But there's no such thing as a frost free.
Yeah, once that frost, if it hits them at the right time, it can,
It's gone.
as Barney Fife used to say, it can nip it in the bud.
That's it. It's been nipped all right.
Yeah,
It's
all
gone.
right. Well, when we looked around there, you had some, looks like you had plowed up an area, and then you had it looked like plastic folded under it. Now, what is going to be there?
That'll be where the garden's grown.
Okay.
All our vegetables are grown on plastic, and those plastic are put down prior to planting time. I've got fertilizer under it, and they got drip lines under them. That I hook those drip lines up to fertilize, liquid fertilize, and I can inject how much fertilizer I want under the whole row of plants.
Okay.
1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, or whatever. And then you'll change from tomatoes will require one type of fertilizer, where peppers and squash and then retire another kind of fertilizer. You got to be about a half soil scientist and a gambler.
Yeah, there you go. Because you never know what kind of weather you're going to get, or how
No,
much
no.
rain or anything like. Of course, the rain, if you're irrigating them and watering them.
Rain's
that's-
really not a big factor for us. The only thing about rain is the factor of rain is keeping the weeds out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now
That's
when
a
I
constant battle.
when I looked on over, I saw some looked like cages or stuff. I guess that's for your beans.
Yeah, that's for beans. I have an arbor that's 32 feet long and 6 feet wide. So I plant green beans on both sides, but 2 different varieties, and they'll cross over. And then you can pick green beans in the shade.
Yeah, and then when we went across the fence, I noticed on the right down there was I think you said it was a potato patch.
Yes, sir.
Now, do you sell the potatoes as
Yes, sir.
well?
I sell everything I grow.
Okay, so so if a person comes out there, they're going to have a variety. Now,
Yeah.
when is the optimum time? I know right now you're planning and getting ready. When do you start selling vegetables?
That's all up to God.
Okay, he
More or
calls that
less.
shot.
He calls that shot because somewhere are earlier, some are later. You know, seasons. You try to beat as much as you can, but like I said, it's out of your hands. When time starts, you can start looking at late May, somewhere along in there, to where of course we'll have flowers now. You know.
Right, so the
But
flowers
that-
are ready now.
Flowers they're ready now, but they need to grow a couple of 3 more weeks. But now I'm 3 weeks earlier than I was last week.
Okay, well now at the time of this taping, today is April the 4th, I
Yes,
believe. So what you're saying is somewhere in the 15th to 20th of April, things will be starting,
Oh, yeah.
and by 1st of May, vegetables will be coming along. Now,
Latter part of May.
we got the
Depending on the
Smith
rain.
County Ag Center hotline in, and the farmers market information is number one choice on it. So if they'll call that, I know Mr. Purcell is going to be putting that on there, so he'll be letting
Right.
people know when you and the other members of the association are
Right.
going to be there selling certain
Well,
items.
a lot of times when we go, Deborah will call or I'll call Ronnie, and of course I'm not computer savvy, but we'll have it put on the internet or whatever, and you'd be surprised. I mean, people say, I saw this on Facebook, this, Facebook that, and they're there. But we've got a customer base that's been loyal to us ever since we've started, and they keep coming back year after year. I've got people that comes to us from Hendersonville and from Nashville, come drive all the way up here just to get produce from here. They say, well, you know, you can go to Lebanon and we can sell it a lot higher. I said, yeah, but by the time I drive down there, I'd rather be right here.
Yeah, well, and you can sell it to them a little cheaper, and they get a bargain in the boot.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another thing that a lot of people in our county don't maybe not realize. See, we live here in it, and we see it all the time. We live in a beautiful place.
Oh, yeah.
And people that drive out of Nashville or other places come in here, they'll tell you about how pretty it is
It
here.
is. We had customers over this year, Mr. Woodard from Los Angeles, California,
Yeah, yeah.
stopped in and just seen the produce, and they bought and they was amazed at what we had.
Yeah, there's all kind of people that come in here, and it's a good place to.
It is.
It's a good place to live, and a good place to raise children, and a good place to serve the public like that.
Exactly.
Well, Mr. Dillahey, is there anything else you need to say about your operation there?
Well, it's just to come out to farmers market and support us. It's not just me. There's ever the vendors there, and we work together pretty well. If I don't have it, the next fellow down here might have it, and he won't have it, the next fellow might have it.
Yeah, because you guys all work together.
all work together.
Now, and again, emphasize they can come to your place over in
Oh, yes.
Defeated. I
Yes,
got it
sir.
right this time.
There you go.
Over in Defeated.
Be glad to them too.
And if you've never been to Defeated Creek, Tennessee, you need to take the trip. It's something to see, ain't it?
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah, and it's also near the lake, and there's a lot of good things going on there if you're a
I've
fisherman.
made comments several times. It's God country, and then somebody says, "Yeah, he's the only one can find it."
I have with me today a very special guest that actually is related to one of our other guests. Diane Bassell is with us. She is the wife of Ronnie Bassell, and I've got to tell something on myself, Diane.
Oh, goodness.
Diane was one of my 4-H kids when I used to do the 4-H program
Many moons ago.
many moons ago, like 80s. But so we are glad to have you here today, you and your family. You all have been very integral in our farmers market and just in the fair and a lot of things in the community when it comes to agriculture. And we appreciate all that your family does. Tell us a little bit about, Diane, about you have your son actually has a greenhouse. How long has he been doing this? And how old is he?
Nicholas is 18. He'll turn 19 this summer. He actually started a greenhouse his junior year of high school, so 2 years ago,
Okay.
as sort of a young entrepreneur kind of deal he was doing, and worked it through with some of the things he picked up in FFA at school and things. We'd always had a greenhouse and he'd grown tobacco plants and things like that, so he'd sort of grown up with it. But he started his greenhouse and actually went on to take that and apply for some scholarships and won an entrepreneur scholarship. But he did that as a way to have an income to use in college and things.
Very good.
And he does, bedding plants, vegetables, all kinds of different things. And he's been going with that for 2 years now, and he's got, a greenhouse full of stuff right now ready to go, and some things that need transplanting, getting ready for the upcoming season at the farmers market and things. So little things you pick up with kids and they can grow into. Because he started out at the farmers market, when he was like 7, picking blackberries and selling there when we were first started. So, you know, it's good to watch kids grow up and learn and mature in things and use that to their advantage.
That really is good, and I can remember when Nicholas and Samantha, they have a daughter, Samantha, and she's still a little girl to me, but she's growing up too. I can remember when Nicholas was small as well. In fact, you gave me one of the flyers for the greenhouse. It's a Basale Greenhouse and More, and it's 8 Basale Kelly Lane, and that's in Carthage. The number to call, which one of these is the best number to call if they would like to have more information?
Probably the easiest one's Nicholas's cell phone. It's 615 area code 735-7756, or Ronnie's, which is 615-489-2524.
Now, people can come to your greenhouse and buy it, or they can come to the farmer's market, right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, since it is April, when do you think people will start bringing stuff to the farmer's market?
Probably within the next couple of weeks, they'll start bringing things over to the farmer's market and things. And we do have a Smith County Farmer's Market Facebook page that we try to post on. And then they've developed a new phone line you might can tell them about.
Yes, that is the hotline, and we're going to bring it up at the very end when we recap everything. Now, it looks to me like most of what Nicholas has at the Basale greenhouse is he has a lot of flowers. It looks like hanging baskets, forsythia shrubs, which are beautiful right now, geraniums, and so forth. Tell us a little bit about what vegetables he'll be growing.
He grows several varieties of red tomatoes. He does the Better Boy, the Bradley, and the Jet Star. We've tried several years, and he's sort of ran a test plot on our farm just to see which varieties do better here. Those were really the 3 red ones that did better. He also does the yellow tomatoes and the Roma tomatoes, which are more the Italian
Yes.
tomatoes, which are better for your sauces and things. Green peppers, sweet peppers, jalapenos, squash, zucchini, all of those type things he grows that are ready
Okay.
for watermelon and cantaloupe.
When do you think some of the vegetables, he'll start bringing some of his vegetables over?
Probably looking into May for those, because you always have to watch for our, Tennessee weather and those late cold snaps. So probably
is
looking
true.
toward May for those, getting them ready
Okay.
for you to hit into your gardens.
Now, they can go out and they can buy impatiens, begonias, lobelias, dahlias, petunias by the flat.
They can. He also does hanging pots, and he has the wave petunias this year, and he's got a red, white, and blue mix in those. So they're going to
Oh,
be really,
wow.
really pretty. So that's going to be a new thing for him this year.
So, if anyone's interested in coming to a greenhouse, you all would love to have company.
Sure.
Come on over and pick through and see what they want, or they can wait.
And come by the farmer's market. And a lot of times when you go out to the farmer's market, there's a wide variety. We have several vendors there who have greenhouses, and then we'll have the other producers who just bring in basically the fruit and produce and things they've grown. And then you've got a wider variety to choose from.
Now, some folks have asked us, well, is it organic or non-organic produce? Let's talk about that just for a moment. We're not knocking either one, because there's a place for each.
In all aspects, we would love for everybody to say, all right, everything we raise is organic. But in Tennessee, it's just really a difficulty. Nobody wants to eat a tomato or an apple that's got bug bites all over it and looks really,
fly
really bad. Or
specks,
fly
or-
specks. It just looks bad. But what you do when you shop at a local farmer's market, everything that our producers are selling at their farmer's market is what they're serving on their dinner table at night. So, we don't bring anything over here to the farmer's market and sell that we're not serving to our own family. I can, the kids, we freeze things. We have fresh corn, we eat it at home, same corn we bring over here to sell. So we're very conscientious of our chemical sprays and the recall dates on those, and making sure that we follow just the specific guidelines down to the letter.
And the thing about it is when you have these folks that are members of the Fruit and Vegetable Growers Association, they have very stringent requirements in spraying these things so that they're not oversprayed, so that the dangers are down to minimal levels, and so it's less danger. And I was talking to an organic beef farmer, and she used to be anyway, and she said, I'm not anymore, and I'll tell you why. When you buy organic beef and the cow gets pink eye or something, we can't even give that cow
Penicillin shot.
penicillin. They have to suffer and often die. And so, you know, think about that, because, I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't eat organic. It's great. And naturally, all of us would rather have it. But most of your consumers won't buy things with bug bites all over them, fly specks on the tomato, on the apples, all
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Consumers don't normally want to buy those. But we can say, and the produce that I've bought over here at the farmer's market has been wonderful quality. So I encourage you to give the Basells a call, or call the hotline. We're going to talk about that again in a few minutes. We talked about it earlier. Or you can call the extension office and we'll give you some numbers to call. Diane, thank you so much for interviewing with us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, we have had some great guests today, and I hope that folks will take advantage of the wonderful farmers market that we have. Don't you, Billy?
Oh, yeah. I was impressed with the greenhouses that I got to go see. And I'm going to go back and make some footage after they get a little more, you know, bloomed out and grown,
Yeah.
so that we can have that for, you know, showing people later on.
Oh, that's great. Well, we have a few things coming up in the county that I want to talk about just for a minute. If some of you are watching this broadcast, then it may be towards the end of April, but you still have time to get in on the Keep Smith County Beautiful Beautification Awards and Community Choice Awards. These are not due until May 1st. Now, you may be saying, I haven't ever heard of that, and what's that all about? Well, our Keep Smith County Beautiful Award, the Smith County Beautification Award, I should say, is an award we've been giving away for about the past 3 years. And this award actually goes to someone, and it can be a residence or a business, that have improved their property. It can be through renovations, it can be through landscaping, it can be through modifications on the property of some kind. It can be a ditch line they've cleaned up. All they have to have is a before and after shot.
Well, now I have a question.
Okay.
Can you nominate someone if you...
That's another award I want to talk about
Oh,
next.
okay, all right, then I'll wait.
The beautification awards actually have to be applied for by the business or the residents, the people who own the business or the residents. And we do have, I know, one business that's going to be turning in some before and after pictures, and you just write a sentence or two about what you've done, and that's it. I mean, it's a very simple application. It's a one-page application. Okay. It's very easy to fill out. We can fill it out for you. These can be found on the chamber website,
right,
on the Monday morning memo. So if you happen to get that, look on there.
And if you don't get it, sign up for it.
Yeah, just call the chamber and sign up. What's your number?
735-2093. But they can go online and go to the bottom of the web page, and they can actually sign up for the e-newsletter, and that puts them on the list.
There you go. You can also go to the Smith County UT Extension website in Smith County. That's smith.tennessee.edu, and you can click on family and a toolbar, the toolbar, and then there'll be a whole list of things, and those are on there too. So you can click on there, and you can pull up, you know, the award applications. The other new award that we're going to be giving away this year is the Community Choice Award. And this is where, let's say that I was driving by your property and I said, wow, Billy has done some great work on his property. I want to nominate him for our Community Choice Award. You don't have to do anything except fill out the application, and then somebody else gets the, you know, it's sort of bragging on your neighbors.
Well, I've always heard secondhand compliments are the best, so what you're doing is really complimenting somebody to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it just asks who you want to nominate. Are they a business or homeowner? What's their address and why you think they deserve it? And so we're going to be giving these awards away sometime in May, but they need to be at the Extension office in our hands, completed by May 1st. So you have a short turnaround time here. You need to get those in, okay? And our address is 125 Gordonsville Highway, Suite 300. That's in Carthage. We're right next to Turner's Citgo. Or
Right.
what used to be Turner's Citgo. So just drop them off or give us a call, 735-2900. If you're interested in either of these awards, we'll be glad to share information with you.
Okay. I wanted to talk about a couple of things that are coming up in May.
Okay.
If you're watching toward the end of this, then this will be a little closer to you, and we'll probably mention it again in May when we do our segment. But May 17th, the Cordell Hull Big Bass Crappie Classic Fishing Tournament is going to take place, and the weigh-in is going to be there at Granville. If you want to pick up, if you like, for instance, Janie, if you've got a fishing buddy and you and that fishing buddy wants to be in the tournament, you can pick up applications at the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce, at Granville at the Sutton store, or at the Smith County Chamber of Commerce. And what it is it's $120 a boat for 2 folks, and then you can also have a child or a couple of children in there in the boat with you, and they'll also win a prize if they place in some of the weigh-ins.
And what was the prize on that? You were
$2,000 is for the big fish prize, and then they're going to be giving over a equivalent of $600 an hour.
in door prizes or
prizes, for weigh-in prizes. So,
Wow.
like if you catch a fish and you think, well, hey, this is a big one, and you check it in at 8 o'clock, and that's the biggest one checked in at 8 o'clock, then you win a prize for that.
Well, get in on that if you're a fisherman. What else we got going on before
Okay.
we run out of time today?
May the 20th, we're going to have the ribbon cutting for the Cordell Hull Bridge, and I know all of you, especially that lives on the far end of the county, you're looking forward to that down on Highway 70, and that bridge is going to be open, and it'll be open for traffic, and we're going to have the ribbon cutting. We're going to try to have a band there, and just maybe
What time
maybe
of
some
day
food.
will this be?
You know, I don't know. I think it in the evening, the afternoon. I know. I think the governor's going to be there, and a lot of the DOT people. So
Okay.
we're going to have to work around their schedule. But it's going to be a big deal. That bridge, if you haven't seen it, they've really dolled it up.
have.
And a lot of people have asked this question. I want to answer a question for you. Why is it not green? Well, the original color of the Carthage Bridge, the Cordell Hull Smith County Bridge, was silver.
Was silver.
Yeah. So what they did is they went back and they wanted it, because it's a historic monument and a functional one, they went back with the original silver. So that's why it's painted
Interesting
that color.
trivia.
Yeah, it's something for you to remember. You can tell your grandchildren.
That's true. Now, before we run out of time, we need to go over that hotline again, too.
Oh, yeah. We've got a Smith County Agri Center hotline, information hotline. It's 588-1598. 588-1598. You press 1 for information on the farmers market, press 2 for information on things that are happening here at the Ag Center, and 3 for local events, like, for instance, when we had Walton Days or we have Hometown Christmas. That's
Or
number
horse
3.
shows or anything going
Horse
on here as
shows,
well.
Anything that's happening that's kind of a countywide event. We're going to have the Bluegrass Festival coming up in Defeated here before
Right,
long.
right.
And so we'll try to have information on that. A lot of people come to that. So
That's right.
there's a lot of things happening in Smith County. Also, I'd like to invite you, if you want to keep up with what's going on in Smith County, go to Smith County Chamber's website. That is the county website. It's www.smithcountychamber.org. And just about anything that you want to know about the Smith County government is there. And we're also linked to these great sites like the UT Extension site. And so if you're looking for information, that's the place to go. If we can ever help you at the Smith County Chamber of Commerce, if you're wanting to start a business, or if you're wanting to learn how to run a business, or you're just needing some information on business in general, or want to become a member, please come by and see us. If you want to know something, I won't steal your thunder.
Yeah,
UT
I mean,
Extension.
UT Extension too. Just click on theirs or come to our website, smith.tennessee.edu.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of stuff out there for you to get information to help you make life in Smith County as beautiful and as wonderful as it can be. I don't know about you, but I'm glad I live here. I think it's a wonderful place to live, work, and play, and raise children. So we'll see you next month, and we hope God blesses you. And this is Bill Woodard
Janie Pettigo.
saying bye for now.
Bye-bye.